Hi there, and welcome to our fifth episode of Kitty Quarter Media. And today I decided to pick a topic that can affect everyone in different ways, but really looking at it through the eyes of a kid. And that's really when we're living in a world now where national and international tragedies and massive events have been happening seems to be more often than when some of us were even younger. And sometimes they can even be life altering. And we know as adults how overwhelming it can feel, especially on the news when there's a 24-hour spread of everything that's going on in the world, what's wrong, what's heartbreaking, and how it affects us. But what I like about today's book is it puts it in the perspective of a child. So today's book is called The Breaking News by Lynne Reul. And I am sorry if I mispronounced that last name. But it's a very lovely tale. I've actually shared it with my own daughter. I've shared it with students, especially when big events happen around them. And while they may understand exactly what's going on, they may not. But they see the effect it has on parents. And through this story, you see through the eyes of this little girl and her brother what's going on, what's happening. Mom and dad are acting differently. They're sad. What can be causing all this? There's a confusion. And of course, eventually, as many children do, she starts wondering, maybe I'm not being good enough. Maybe I need to do this or do that, and I'll make my family happy again. And it's such a sweet and honest portrayal. And there's this one particular page that I absolutely love. I mean, if you look at the art itself, how expressive are those pictures? It's beautiful. So, tragedies happen. And she goes, suddenly, Mom is glued to the television, and Dad can't stop checking his phone. They whisper, and I pretend not to hear. And it is more than a little scary. She goes on to show and see just how everyone else is shutting down. Dad is too tired for bedtimes. Mom completely forgets to tuck her in. Even everyone around her, the other students, can feel this shift in emotions and they don't know what to do. And she says right here, I want to help in a big way. I mean, just look how beautiful that art is. Kids really do love this. I've read it before. So she starts trying to make them laugh, putting on shows. She does extra chores. She does everything she could. She even designs a force field to put around her family to protect them. What a natural thing for kids to do. But then she starts to learn, eventually, she can't help in a big way and it makes her feel small. And that's when she decides, maybe I can help in little ways. She waters a plant when she notices nobody's been there. She goes and, opens the curtain so light can come in. It's been so dreary. And eventually you'll see that the art in the pictures are starting to reflect the mood that she's in. She reads a story to her brother and has playing. But eventually, over time, the family starts to come out of their funk, seeing these little things, seeing that life is still here. Our kids are still here. And so, together, they decide to do something small. And it's just such a lovely story. And it is a great thing to break out when something has happened and you want to start that conversation, hey, I know me and daddy and other adults and other people seem worried about what's going on. How are you feeling about it? What do you see? What do you understand? Kids know more and pick up more than you might give them credit for. I know with my own daughter, when something big happens, she loves local news, loves watching the weather, but as soon as national news comes on, something big has happened, and she'll start sensing my feelings about it. She wants to then help, just like this little girl. Sometimes she'll just turn off the news or put it on something else that might make me laugh. Sometimes she'll even just say, hey, Mom, don't look at the TV. Don't look until it's over. You know? And it's a beautiful thing that kids are so empathetic, but we forget sometimes that empathy can really settle on them and make them feel these really big feelings. So I feel like this is a great book to start when something big happens in the world. It's a great way to start and help them look at, this is what's going on, this is how it's affecting us, but we can move on. And this is what we're going to do little by little. And you can always remind them, as a wise man once said, look for the helpers. Look for the people who are doing the good to help out. Just a thought. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story as much as I do. Of course, I didn't want to read it all in case you want to pick it up for your little ones. And have a really wonderful day. Stay safe out there and pass on that positivity. Bye.